Hey guys, what is up? I'm just, uh, I play this game quite a bit. It's called Dota 2, and I have quite a few hours logged in on this game, like way too many. So what I decided to go ahead and start doing is I'm actually gonna do walkthroughs for each character for the most part, which I will have no shortage of doing videos of, because just look at all that. The 2 to 4 videos at least, which is about 30 minutes to an hour. So I have my work cut out for me, but I'm looking forward to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do these guys in order, starting with him, because alphabetically, he's the first. Then I'm going to go to Alchemist, Ancient Apparition, Anti-Mage, so on and so forth. And I'm not going to lie, there are only a few characters that I play regularly, so when I get to those, expect me to do pretty good. But for the most part, I usually don't do much. But let's go ahead and get this show started, starting with Abaddon, which is too far. This guy. I'm actually going to demo him real quick, just to show him around, show off some of his skills. And then I'm actually going to do one round with him. I'm doing this mainly because if you actually started watching my XCOM Enemy Unknown series, my computer did a restart and something got corrupted and I had to reinstall XCOM, so none of my data got saved. So when and if I start doing that again, gonna have to start over completely from the very beginning. Hopefully I can do better than I did the last recordings. So those recordings might come down, they might not. Well, I'll see when I get to that point. But when it comes to Dota 2, I'll try and put up one character per week. I mean, that's not too many videos, and seeing as I don't get many views or have many viewers, can't be too hard. So, now I'm just waiting for this to load. And believe me, guys, if I could cut edit, I would, but I'm still kind of new to this, so don't expect too much. So, this is just the demo option. I'll go ahead and get myself up to level 6, which is the what I need to at least have one in every category for each of my stuff and each of my skills. Now, I'm just going to give you a brief rundown on his abilities. First off, he has a passive ability, which is this one right here, Curse of Avernus, which strikes an enemy, and that's what causes the green fog. And every strike, I can actually attack faster with consecutive strikes. And then there is this ability right here, which creates a shield around me that does that when A, it expires, or B, I take too much damage. And this is his third main ability. At the cost of a slight portion of his health, he deals quite a bit of damage. And that blue shroud you just saw me covered in was actually what in this game is called an ultimate, or an ultimate move, and it's really interesting. It's a passive as well as a Curse of Avernus. It's called Borrowed Time. At full level, it lasts 6 seconds, and give me about 25 seconds, 22 seconds, and I'll show you what it does exactly. But when I show you and explain his last move, I'll go ahead and get to the fights.
I see. I might add that.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and just end it there for that. But what happens is Borrowed Time, when it gets activated, and it gets activated when my health bar gets down to about 400, which at this level is right about there. And what it does is all the damage that gets dealt to me, it gets transformed from damage that would kill me to health. So it makes him a really good front runner for getting rid of these things right here, which are towers. They deal massive damage. But, and I'll explain that as I go on. But before that, I'll go ahead and start a match. As you can see, this one up here was my last fight. I actually had some really good items equipped. That one was just kind of weird, random item, but it was useful. But the duration of that particular match was just over an hour, which is actually rather unusual. Matches usually only last 30 to 45 minutes. If it lasts longer than that, either both teams are really bad or both teams are really good. In this case, the other team was pretty good early on, but they went downhill very quickly in terms of late game. And my team decided to get it together about midway and started kicking ass. But you're bound to see several of these items in use, especially this right here, and a different pair of boots called phase boots. But that's when it happens. So while I'm waiting, I'll go ahead and show you my 3 main characters I use. This guy is Juggernaut. I just love him. He is incredibly fun late game. Wind Ranger. Really good at supporting, not so much at pushing. Legion Commander. A tank among tanks. Not to mention, she's really good at ticking people off. I think I've only had like 110 matches, 120 matches or something. While I wait for that, I might as well show you some of this stuff. There we go. Some of this stuff is pretty new. At least new to me, anyway. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about. This stuff right here. Heroes. Here we go. So each hero has their own special equipment. Sometimes it's it just drops randomly. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's not necessarily good, but not bad either. There are really no any special effects that come with having them, but they just drop randomly when they do drop. Like, most of the time you just get one item at a time, which is just completely random. This is like all of these right here just randomly drop for me after just random matches. But sometimes you get stuff like this, which I actually got in a set, and sets cost you money, usually, or you can find them randomly. And this one is like $5 in the in-store market, and that's money I'm not willing to spend on this particular game. So when I find stuff, I'm actually excited. And then what's really cool is you can get stuff like this, where it's not actually part of any set. This part is, but these two aren't. They're actually not part of anything. And you can customize them to look really cool outside of looking like a set. That's kind of what this is. This is a Juggernaut mask. And look at that match. Come on, come on. One more. There we go. Just giving you guys a heads up. There are other people who have mics. So if you hear other voices besides mine, that would be the people in the game who are speaking through mics. And I'll try my best to communicate what I'm doing to you guys while talking with my teammates, so you'll be hearing some typing. I'll promise it'll load eventually, guys. I do promise.
All pick.
Okay, so in this type of game, if you've played League of Legends, you understand this. If you haven't, here's a good learning curve for you guys. There are 3 different paths to where you have to go. At this particular game, I am up here in this portion, and I'm having to run over here. Simply because I like it, I'm going to choose going top. Our goal is to get rid of these towers, and overall, get rid of this over here. This is called an ancient, and we have one as well. The games start off pretty slow, and sometimes nobody dies for the first, 5 or 10 minutes. But once we get